Well, there it is, the replay of the game-winning play, infield single followed by an error in the 11th inning here at Cardines Field that allows the Newport Gulls to walk off to win against the Pittsfield Dukes. Here tonight, they improved to 3-3 on the season against the Pittsfield Dukes and finished the Southern Division at 26-16 overall. Pittsfield finishes at 24-18, 2 games out of first place. The Newport Gulls will play the Manchester Silkworms in Game 1 of the NACBL playoffs. Semifinals begin on Saturday here at Cardines Field. The Dukes will play the Steeplecast at Wacona Park. Nick Lima joined by John Raiola and Mike Radomski here on our post-game report. John Raiola, we'll start with you. An impressive victory for the Newport Gulls, if ever there was one.
And what can you really say? Good starting pitching from Chad Arnold to keep them in the ball game in a 1-1 game, and then probably the star of tonight's game, Jeff Brown, coming out of the bullpen, pitching 5 scoreless innings. More than keeping them in the ball game, giving them an opportunity to win. Not many mistakes. A good game on both sides from both teams, and not many mistakes from the Pittsfield Dukes. The one coming from Jake Rosenbeck back in the 11th inning, which allowed Cody Grisham to even get to the plate. And then, obviously, as you mentioned, Nick, at the time, a little slow roller, a swinging bunt towards shortstop. Rosenbeck came in to charge, overran the ball as he tried to barehand it, and a good job heads-up base running by David Poutier, as he was just in the ballgame to come around and dive in head first, and what a way to win it.
Totals in this one for the Pittsfield Dukes: 1 run on 6 hits, 3 errors, 5 left on base. For the Newport Gulls, 2 runs on 7 hits, 3 errors, 9 left on. The game took 3 hours and 8 minutes to play. Moved very quickly through 11 innings. The win goes to Jeff Brown in relief, improves to 4-2 in the regular season. The loss goes to Zach Anderson, and falls to 1-2. Jeff Brown now has a streak of 19 1/3 scoreless innings as he picks up the win here tonight in relief of Newport Gulls starter Chad Arnold, who did go 6 strong innings, did get the no decision here. Allowing just the only run scored by Pittsfield in the ball game. Newport wins 2-1 the final. The game is watched by a crowd of 2,802. It solidifies the new NACBL record for season attendance, for average home attendance here at Cardines Field, and it also sets the record with the 15th consecutive night game above 2,000 fans here at Cardines Field. Those are your totals in this one. Mike Radomski, a heartbreaker, absolute heartbreaker for the Pittsfield Dukes.
But one thing they can take out of this game is that they played their hearts out the entire way through. They were down 1-0 in the bottom of the first inning, came back to tie it on the Jake Rosenbeck home run, but unfortunately for him, it's the error that kept the inning going. The infield hit in which he was unable to pick up, enabling Poutier to come around from third and score across the outstretched tag of Matt Adams to win the ball game 2-1 and ensure that playoff spot for Pittsfield, now going up against North Adams.
So Newport and Pittsfield finish at 1-2 as expected here, but it was Newport that took the victory to finish in first place, Pittsfield in second, as the Newport Gulls take the regular season championship for the first time since 2006. Newport will begin the playoffs on Saturday, as will Pittsfield. And Mike, we wish the Dukes the best of luck, and you the best of luck in that broadcast series beginning on Saturday.
Yep, thank you very much, Nick, and best of luck to you as well. And if this game was any indication of what may happen across the second round of the playoffs, it might be a phenomenal series if these two top teams do happen to advance.
Thank you very much, Mike. John Raiola will be down on the field next. Our post-game report continues. Still much more to come. Don't go away. Player of the game interviews, Mike Coombs, still to come next on the NACBL Broadcast Network. And welcome back here at Cardines Field. An extended Newport Gulls post-game report for this one. The Newport Gulls walk off to win for the 3rd time this season. An impressive victory here as they take it in the 11th inning and take the NACBL Southern Division regular season championship. Now joined by Newport Gulls manager Mike Coombs. Coach, this will be a win to remember for all these players.
Yeah, that's I kind of feel bad for Pittsfield because they played a heck of a game. They got great personnel. And we played a heck of a game, and we got great personnel, and we came out on the top tonight. Yeah, it's great. The boys stepped up. They did the right things. We got a heck of a performance from Chad Arnold and Jeff Brown tonight, and we fought the whole night, and so did they. And it was just a great NECBL game. I don't think you have all those other leagues, and this tonight, if everybody could have been in town here to watch this game, they would have gotten their money's worth.
It was a classic matchup, and we will be joined by Newport Gulls player of the game, Jeff Brown, in just a few moments. But we do want to remind all of our fans out there that the playoffs do begin Saturday, and an off day tomorrow for the Gulls. We will be looking forward to that playoff game, which starts here at Cardines Field Saturday against the Manchester Silkworms.
Yeah, Manchester, and I told the boys out there, I said, don't go past Manchester because they'll spank you. And they've got some good personnel too, and good hitters and good pitching. So it's going to be a good matchup there too. But the best thing is that we got home field advantage all the way through here now. So in the Southern Division, at least I know that. And depending on if the other teams do well, like Sanford and all them, I think they got like 28 wins or whatever. But if they're not there, then it would go back, revert back to the lower team in the division, whoever wins. But it's a great win tonight. John?
Coach, a week and a half ago, might have looked like you might not be in this situation. You've won 10 of your last 11. What's the reason for the turnaround?
Well, let me tell you this, John. Probably your BP that you threw that night helped us get over the hump. The guys were still loving it. I said, God, that guy throws good. He throws better than Virgilac. And I said, hey, don't say anything about my man Verge. I look back to almost about 3 weeks ago, John, and we were struggling, and I wore number 25 last year. That was a jersey. And so I saw Patso's, and I said, you know why we're skidding here, don't you? He goes, no. And I said, I got 11. I had 25 last year, and I don't know if we're going to get to 20. He goes, who's wearing 25? Just go change shirts with them right now. So I think it was back then that we had our little struggle. We had a little bit of a talk. We talked to the players. We had, you let the players know that the personnel, and our personnel is good personnel. We've got good personnel, and through the long end, the good personnel is going to last and going to come, the cream comes to the top. In short game series, sometimes you don't get it done. That happened in 06 to us. This club here, they're dirty. They want it now. They want it, and they're going to battle for it. So I think the turnaround part of that was them knowing that they are good personnel, and that they can compete here and compete with anybody, no matter what division.
And obviously in any sport, it's important to be playing your best when you're going into the playoffs. How much of an emphasis did you guys put on getting these guys fired up, getting them to try to play their best baseball? And it's a long season, only 42 games, but you're playing so many double headers, and to play this well coming down the stretch when you've had a couple guys come home or go home because of injuries, a couple guys come back. I'm sure it wasn't too hard to rally the troops and get them to start playing well, but how much of an emphasis did you put on that?
First off, I don't ever say anything about getting fired up. Football, basketball, you get fired up. Baseball, you got to sit back a little bit. You got to know, you got to control the emotion. It's not a rah-rah sport, but college ball can get emotional. I mean, pro ball can too, but this is something that you try to tell the kids, hey, back in 05, we took a roll and we went right through the whole playoffs, won our last 4 regular season, then won 6 and went right through there. You guys are every bit as good as that club. If you want it, if you want to be there and you want that and you want a ring, then everybody's got to step up. Know what your role is, know what you can do and can't do, and don't try to do anything you can't do. Does that make sense? I don't know.
Yeah, it made sense.
Anyways, you try to get them focused. And, you have the old saying, the MVP, right? We don't really have an MVP. We have what we call MVP, that you memorize, you visualize, and then you personalize. You do those 3 things with your game to get you to the next level, and that's what we're trying to do with these kids.
Coach, one more question for you. Late game changes, either as pinch runners, pinch hitters, have proven to have been the key deciding factor in several games this season. We saw Ryan Wiegand's pitch hit and walk off earlier on in the season. Tonight, we saw a pinch hitter in Jack Murphy. He struck out, but a pinch runner in David Poutier was the winning run in this ball game. What comes in your mind making those decisions about when to put those players in or when to keep your starters in?
Well, Virg and I are talking the whole game. Y'all may think we're sleeping down here, but Virgilac keeps me awake, lets me know who's available, what we need to do. And, we kick it back and forth. We talk about everything from the pitching, pitch count, where we're playing guys, who's ready, who's not, who's standing around, who's got their turfs on, doesn't have their cleats ready to go. So we're looking and we're assessing and we're going, okay, I think it's time to do this. So before we had Fuentes with us, he helped out too and did a lot of that also. But it's a gut feeling. And, you're a hero if it comes out. You're a zero if it doesn't come out. So it's a hit and miss type thing. You try to make sure that you do the right thing. You respect the game and you respect each player that can do certain things in each different area that their expertise is.
Coach, your pitching staff finishes the season with 405 strikeouts. That sets a new league record, the previous 391.
That's missing a lot of bats, isn't it? That's outstanding. I'm thrilled for the pitchers. The staff, Virgilac, has done an awesome job with them. They communicate with Virg, and then Virg comes and communicates with me, and then if I need to talk to a pitcher, I will, to get him on the right page or whatever. And, that's just a feather in Scotty's cap for what he's done and how he's related the message to them that, we don't preach strikeouts. But if they happen, they happen. You'd much rather go out and have a 3-pitch inning than throw 9 strikes. And as far as your pitch count goes, but that's great. That's great for the organization. Again, organization, not Virg, not myself, but the organization gets credit for all that because Chuck and Chris brought these players in here. I didn't bring them in here. I mean, we talk a little bit about some pitchers here and there or whatever, but those guys need to be credited for that.
And now, Coach, all eyes turn to Saturday at 6:35 p.m. when Chase Reed will get the ball and open up the playoffs here in 2008. The 8th consecutive season the Newport Gulls have made it to postseason play.
That's an outstanding number for the organization again. I thought Patsos was going to kill me down here. He grabbed me and hugged me and threw me up in the air, and I was like, oh, my God, this guy doesn't even work out. It's a great organizational win, and all those things right there are just gonna keep going.
Mike Coombs, thank you for joining us. We'll catch up with you on Saturday.
Okay, and if they throw a lefty at us,
Hey, I'll be ready.
I'll give you the call, Johnny.
Yes, sir. I'll be ready.
Jeff Brown will join us in just a moment. Jeff, come on up. We're still live here on the NECBL Broadcast Network as we await our Newport Gold Player of the Game. Jeff Brown now stepping up here on the field. Jeff, in relief, picking up the win tonight. It was an outstanding victory for the Newport Gulls, who now move into the postseason play. We just talked to Coach Coombs. It's the 8th consecutive season the Gulls as a team has done this. Only 2 players are on this team from last year's team, almost an entirely new squad. It must feel great for these players to know they'll be going to the postseason with home field advantage for the first 2 series.
I mean, it's definitely what we, had a goal for is, obviously come first in the division, which we did tonight. And having home field advantage for the playoffs is key. I mean, obviously you can tell. I mean, if everyone was watching tonight, I mean, we have the Irish guys up there cheering, getting the crowd going. I mean, the crowd was awesome tonight, and I mean that's how it is at home field advantage. Is you have the crowd in it every time, and it's awesome. I love Newport, and that's how they've always been throughout the season.
John?
Well, the beginning of the season didn't go as well as probably you would have liked it to go. The last 2 weeks or so, you've been absolutely lights out for the Gulls. Coming off Player of the Week, what's the reason for the turnaround?
I mean, it's just I finally just kind of figured it out. Like I came back, and after a couple of bad outings, I was just like, God, I need to figure it out. I need to get back to my usual, being dominant again. And I was just like, the key for me, I guess, I kind of went back and looked back in like some of the high school days and just watched some of the tapes from that and realized, all right, I pounded the strike zone, this, that, got ahead of hitters. And that was my problem, college and here, was not getting ahead. And, I've turned it around, getting ahead of hitters, and I'm able to use my other stuff so I can get people out. I'll go ahead.
And we talked about that throughout the broadcast, you getting ahead of hitters, and pitched 5 innings tonight out of the bullpen. Most of your outings have come out of the bullpen. Of course, you pitched 6 innings, I believe on the 26th, your first start of the season. How stretched out were you? Did he tell you how many pitches what your pitch count was going to be, or what how long you were going to be out there? Or was it just kind of keep going out, as long as you're doing well, as long as you're feeling good, we're going to keep you out there?
Yeah, basically he's just like, I kind of got stretched out the outing when we came back from 7-0. I got stretched out 6 innings, and then the next outing, I went another 6 innings, and I only threw like 78 pitches. And then this outing, I came out, and they just like, as long as I kept doing good, they just kept throwing me out there. And obviously I didn't really get tired. I kept getting ahead of hitters and striking out people, getting outs. Just what I needed to do to keep us in the game and, obviously get the win.
So, Jeff, the Newport Gulls now make it, rounding up the regular season, 10 wins in 11 games. A very impressive final stretch, as the Pittsfield Dukes did have what was at one time a 3.5-game lead over the Newport Gulls. That evaporated. Newport took the lead earlier on the week when they swept that doubleheader, and since then the Gulls have not looked back. Newport now goes into the NECBL playoffs. Home field advantage, as we just talked about. More importantly, a lot of momentum with the team right now as they get set to face the Manchester Silkworms on Saturday.
It's hard to say. Our team's finally gelling together. We're 10 out of 11 is, that's awesome. That's a big thing to do. And, it seems like since we lost that game at North Adams, we just kicked it in, and we needed Pittsfield to lose, and they kind of been struggling in the last couple of games, and we finally took the lead. And tonight was we kind of knew coming in this week that we thought that the game on Thursday, which was tonight against Pittsfield, was going to determine who took first in this league. And lo and behold, it happened. And we came out and gelled as a team and stuck together. Chad threw well, and I came in and got the win for it, which he deserved kind of getting the win for him because he threw well. But we didn't score runs, but obviously we came back and I kept us in the game, and we ended up scoring, and it was awesome.
So Jeff, I don't know if you noticed or not, but you were named NECBL Player of the Week for Week 7 just a few hours ago.
I actually didn't know that. That's my first time hearing that, which is, I guess that's a big key. I guess like John over here said, is that been the last couple of weeks I've been throwing real well, and finally it's coming together. And just like tonight, I threw well again, and it was awesome. And I guess I'm Player of the Week, which is nice. It's awesome.
So as the NACBL Pitcher of the Week and our Newport Gulls Player of the Game for the second time this season, congratulations, Jeff Brown, on the victory tonight.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you. Appreciate it.
And best of luck to you in the postseason. That'll do it for us here in a moment from Cardines Field. Don't go away. We'll be back and wrap things up on the NACBL Broadcast Network. Back here one final time at Cardines Field in Newport, Rhode Island. The Newport Gulls defeat the Pittsfield Dukes for the third time this season and improve to 26-16 on the season and take the NECBL Southern Division's regular season championship for the first time since 2006. Newport will have home field advantage throughout at least the first 2 rounds of the playoffs. We'll play Game 1 of the 2008 NECBL Southern Division semifinals here at Cardines Field. We'll be on the air with a special extended pregame show at 5:55 p.m. Eastern. First pitch at 6:35. We hope you join us then as the Newport Gulls take on the Manchester Silkworms in round 1 of the 2008 Southern Division Finals. Let's pause a moment and thank those who made this broadcast possible. The executive producer of Newport Gulls Baseball and our director tonight, Tom Lima, our on-site engineer, Dan Dugan, and associate producer, Justin DeSantis, our statistician, Shane Donaldson. John Rayler, a final word for you.
Well, obviously, nothing that really hasn't been said so far, but great job all around, and the final score wasn't what you have expected going into the game, 2-1 with teams, with a combined 284 or equal 284 team batting average. That's really unheard of, really, at any level. And for a 1-1 game into extra innings, a good job by both pitchers. Pitchers on all ends, a great game all the way around. Good job by the Newport Gulls being opportunistic. There was not many errors in the game, but an error, in the 11th inning, which opened the door for the Gulls, and wasn't hit hard by Cody Grisham, but placed in the right spot and difficult play, and they're fortunate to come away with the win. And exactly what Coach Coombs said, Manchester is not a team that's really done a ton this season, and not a great record, but all these teams are equally talented, and you go out for a 3-game series, you never know what's going to happen. So you got to bring your A game, you got to keep going with where you are now, 10 of your last 11. Just keep that going, ride it right through the playoffs.
Thank you very much, John. Newport Gulls will move on in postseason competition on Saturday night here at Cardines Field. Once again, a special pregame show at 5:55. First pitch 6:35 as Newport opens up a 3-game series against the Manchester Silkworms. Once again, for John Raiola and Mike Radomski, I'm Nick Lima here at Cardines Field. The Newport Gulls win it 2-1 the final. An off day tomorrow. Return to postseason action on Saturday. Thank you all for watching all season long here on the NECBL Broadcast Network. We thank all the people who have made our broadcast possible and look forward to continuing to bring you quality Newport Gulls baseball on the air. Whether you're watching live on Team Line, locally on Newport County Television Public Access 18, or on Team Line listening via the NECBL Broadcast Network, we thank you, our fans, for keeping up with us and following the Newport Gulls as we present them to you all season long. Now, August 2nd, the playoffs begin, and we look forward to continuing to bring you that quality broadcast. Once again, from Cardines Field, the Gulls win it 2-1 the final. The regular season comes to an end, and the Newport Gulls, once again, are the 2008 Southern Division regular season champions. For all of us here at Cardines Field, so long, everybody.
You live for that moment, one pitch, one swing. You see it in slow motion, you count every scene, and keep your eye, well buddy, keep your eye on the dream. First base, second base, go for third, called safe. Well, home plate's 90 feet, but you could steal it in a heartbeat. Keep your eye, well, buddy, keep your eye on the dream. Every small town, red dirt, diamond's got a piece of your pride. Every crack of the bat makes you feel like a kid inside. Quarry dogs and steeple cats, twisters, gulls, swamp bats, Mainers, Utes, and mountaineers, silkworms, westerners.